A reading from the beginning of the book of Genesis. In the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth was a formless wasteland, and darkness covered the abyss, while a mighty wind swept over the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. God saw how good the light was. Then God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. Thus evening came, and morning followed, the first day. Then God said, "Let there be a dome in the middle of the waters to separate one body of water from the other." And so it happened. God made the dome, and it separated the water above the dome from the water below it. God called the dome the sky. Evening came, and morning followed, the second day. Then God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered into a single basin so that dry land may appear." And so it happened. The water under the sky was gathered into its basin, and the dry land appeared. God called the dry land earth, and the basin of the water he called sea. God saw how good it was. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth vegetation, every kind of plant that bears seed, and every kind of fruit tree on earth that bears fruit with its seeds in it." And so it happened. The earth brought forth every kind of plant that bears seed, and every kind of fruit tree on earth that bears fruit with its seeds in it. God saw how good it was. Evening came, and morning followed, the third day. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the dome of the sky to separate day from night. Let them mark with fixed times the days and the years, and serve as luminaries in the dome of the sky to shed light upon the earth." And so it happened. God made the two great lights, the greater one to govern the day, and the lesser one to govern the night, and he made the stars. God set them in the dome of the sky to shed light upon the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. God saw how good it was. Evening came, and morning followed, the fourth day. The word of the Lord. May the Lord be glad in his works. Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord my God, you are great indeed. You are clothed with majesty and glory, robed in light as with a cloak. You fixed the earth upon its foundation, not to be moved forever. With the ocean as with a garment, you covered it. Above the mountains, the waters stood. You sent forth springs into the watercourses that wind among the mountains. Beside them the birds of heaven dwell, and from among the branches they send forth their song. How manifold are your works, O Lord! In wisdom you have wrought them all. The earth is full of your creatures. Bless the Lord, O my soul. Alleluia.
Jesus preached the gospel of the kingdom and cured every disease among the people. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark. After making the crossing to the other side of the sea, Jesus and his disciples came to land at Gennesaret and tied up there. As they were leaving the boat, people immediately recognized him. They scurried about the surrounding country and began to bring in the sick on mats to whatever they heard he was. Whatever villages or towns or countryside he entered, they laid the sick in the marketplaces and begged him that they might touch only the tassel on his cloak, and as many as touched it were healed. The Gospel of the Lord. Good morning. Well, our gospel today is like a continuation of the series of gospel healing as we enter this ordinary time. Yesterday was the healing of the mother-in-law of Peter, or Simon. And today it's the crowd. It says here, a lot of people, a crowd, after crossing and recognizing him. And it says here, they place the sick or those who have illnesses on mats. And it's mentioned even in marketplaces. A lot of people are trying to catch Jesus in order for them to be healed. And one thing that is significant also here is the faith. Just to touch only the tassel of his cloak, like the faith, when I can just see him or just even touch his cloak. Well, the gospel illustrates the growing popularity of Jesus, of healing. But then for us, like healing brings like joy. When we are healed, we're happy. That's why we can say that Jesus did not only bring the healing, but also brought to people the joy, happiness. Well, somebody told me yesterday, "Oh, Father, I can see in your face that you are more happy now." And then I told him, "What are you thinking about?" "I think you're thinking that all of us now are happy because of our new pastor." We can see that in our faces. But then it tells us, like when we are healed, it's not something that in the past there's bad thing also. But we are happy now. That means we have the good spirit now. And this is also an indication that we are healed. There is healing among us. Well, in the form of the sacrament, we receive Jesus. And one document in the social teaching says about evangelizer. An evangelizer must never look like someone who comes from the funeral, because an evangelizer has the comforting joy, very happy at the works of the mission. That means we're happy and grateful having the faith, and we can work the mission of the church happily.